Hello, and welcome back to Let's Play Freelancer. My name is Marlo, and we're continuing the story mode of this game from 2003. It's been a few days since I've recorded. I was out of town visiting my mother and sister, but I'm back now. Of course, in your timeline, you may have just watched the last episode, so it may not matter. But at any rate, when we left off, we had just received our next story mission. We're going to meet Lord Hakera in space, Mr. George Takai, voiced by Mr. George Takai, and Mr. Sulu. And we're going to be meeting up with a contact of his, or looking for a contact of his, known as Von Clausen, who is also with the Order. So, we're going to launch to space. So let's do that now. There may be a cutscene or something. Let's see. Okay. So, let's go over the mission since it's been a little while. Lord Hakera's key informant in Rhineland, Herr von Clausen, has vital information about the Nomads. It is imperative to extract the informant alive, fly to New Berlin, and find von Clausen and bring him back to Kasari space. Difficulty. The Rhineland has declared war on Kasari, and the Nomads now have complete control over the Rhineland military. It will be difficult for anyone to get into the heart of Rhineland territory, but it likely will be harder to get out with a wanted spy on board. And our reward is merely the survival of mankind in the colonies. So, you know, odds of success small, situation grim, so, you know, just another day at the office for our freelancer here. So let's get out here to space, hopefully.
Freelancer Alpha 1-1, this is Kyoto. Everything...
Trent, change of plans. Take the lead. We just got news that Rhineland has invaded the Sigma systems. All bases and jump gates there are now under Rhineland control. But there is another option.
The Blood Dragons know of an uncharted jump hole in Sigma 13 that can take you all the way to New Berlin, if we move quickly. We will escort you there, then you are on your own.
Alright. So, yeah, we're gonna go to more uncharted jump holes. I think these jump
Lord
holes...
Akira, we are near the jump hole to Sigma 13.
Proceed, Kobo. Trent, I will follow you through.
I think these jump holes all exist, that we're about to go through in this mission. I believe that they all exist when the game has ended. I don't believe that they're story-specific jump holes like some are that we've been that we've gone through. You know, the really, really convenient ones. So yeah, so we're gonna try to take kind of a sneaky back way to get to Rhineland space. Through some pretty interesting areas, actually. And an interesting loading screen. That's fun. So, we are now in the midst of a nebula known as the Crow
We have to
Nebula.
be careful. According to our informants, a large Rhineland fleet is amassing in this area. Mr. Trent, take the lead.
Okay, I think that's code for we might have to do a little combat here at some point. Which should surprise no one. Hey, get out of my way.
Oh my lord.
Uh-oh.
The reports were accurate. Rhineland seems to be moving their entire northern fleet into Sigma.
They spotted us.
Okay. So, yeah, there's a lot of cruisers here, which is unfortunate for us. But as usual, we will go with the strategy of taking out the fighters first, as much as we possibly can. Wow, we're not in a great spot. I think we're between all the battleships. Fortunately, woo, Fortunately, the battleships won't target us exclusively, like the fighters seem to at times. But we do have to watch our shields. Ooh. Yeah, we do have to keep an eye on that. We do have to keep an eye on the missiles. We may have to use some countermeasures. Usually I just try to dodge the missiles. It's normally sufficient. But, you know, in a situation like this, it may be harder to do. I traded the weapons in. I don't know if I mentioned this. My weapons are now Blood Dragon weapons. So I don't know if I discussed that in the last episode or not. And they seem to be making short work of these Rhineland ships. They do take more energy though, so we do have to watch that. But they have a higher rate of fire, which means we get more opportunities to hit, which is good because my computer is not that fancy. And of course, recording hurts the frame rate a little bit, so it makes it a little bit easier to hit things.
The jump hole is near. We have to make a run for it.
Go to.
Alright, let's get out of here. We don't actually have to kill the battleships at that particular point. I don't know if you can, actually. It may be possible, but it might not. It might be just kind of a storyline kind of a thing where you really can't do anything about that.
Away.
They have bigger fish to catch than us.
With the Liberty fleet advancing into Kepler, Kasari will get crushed in the middle.
Danger. Radiation damage detected.
What is this place?
What you see here are the remains of the decisive battle in the 80-year war between Rhineland and the GMG. The jump hole is directly ahead of us.
So
This
these...
jump hole will take you to New Berlin. This is as far as Lord Hikira and I can go. Kasari's citizens in Rhineland are being arrested on sight. Or worse.
Von
Right.
Clausen is awaiting you on New Berlin. It is imperative that we bring him out alive. Good luck, Trent.
Right, so this is kind of a graveyard of ships from an old battle where Rhineland got its butt handed to it, called the 80 Years' War between Rhineland military and the Gas Miners Guild, which you don't really get to see hardly any of here in the story, maybe none at all. But they're a fairly large faction, primarily concerned with mining gas, not surprisingly, that is used to power the ships in the game. Of course, you don't have to buy fuel in the game, but it's just kind of part of the lore. So we will now be in Rhineland territory. I will say that I find it kind of amusing that they think it's too dangerous for them to go into, but it's okay if I go in. You know, I'm just the guy that everyone who's possessed by a nomad in the entire game has been trying to kill since, you know, day one. But, you know, I should be doing this. So let me show you something that's kind of neat. Now, in the vanilla game, it doesn't work quite as well as in some of the mods, but these little rocks that are floating around, you can shoot with your weapons. Maybe you can. And sometimes...
Trent, Akira here. We hear that Von Clausen's safe house has been penetrated. He's on the run. You have to find him quickly.
Right. So there's not actually a timer on this mission, so I'm not terribly worried about it. But anyway, oh, there's the jump hole. Sometimes you can shoot these little particles, and they will drop something that you can tractor in. It's basically this game's version of mining. I can lay into this asteroid all day, and nothing will ever happen to it. It won't be destroyed, it won't drop anything, you know, nothing. So, you know, just kind of probably a technical limitation at the time that the game was made. But anyway, different asteroids fields and junk fields will have little small floating asteroids that you can shoot. You can tell which ones they are because they're typically moving. Like there's one that's going up right here, relative to our position. So we can shoot that. Now, you know, nothing's dropping here, and not every asteroid belt is going to be mineable, and this may not be a mineable area. If you hit F6, you can go into the map, and one of the buttons up here is mineable zones, and see, we're not in one right now, so, you know, I'm wasting my time shooting this stuff. It's never going to drop anything, which is okay, but I wanted to show you how it worked. But anyway, you just hit the B button, which is the tractor button, when something did drop. So, but here we can't do it. We'll try somewhere else maybe later on. But we've got to dock with the trade lane here to continue on our mission. And we're going to go to Planet Berlin. So, you know, right into the Maw of the Beast, so to speak. All by ourselves, no less. Which should be entertaining. Oh, and I'm down some shield batteries, apparently, from that battle. But hopefully should have a chance to refill those pretty soon. So yeah, so we're in Rhineland space now. Of course, everybody hates us here. Well, they don't hate us.
You have greatly disappointed me.
Uh-oh. Well, it seems that I spent too long mining. Well, that's kind of fun. Alright, let's load the autosave. And, you know, fortunately the game autosaves pretty frequently. So you don't ever have to worry about being set back too far. You know, yeah, it holds your hand a little bit, but let's be honest, if super hard difficulty is your thing, this is just not the game for you. We're not talking about Dark Souls level of difficulty here, or, you know, Mega Man levels of difficulty for those of you in the 30 and older age bracket. Yeah, so, yeah, we failed the mission because we didn't go to the plant fast enough. Apparently there was a timer. Whoops. That's okay.
What can I hear? We hear that Von Clausen's safe house has been penetrated. He's on the run. You have to find him quickly.
So it's a little weird to me that everyone here isn't hostile to us, given the fact that Rhineland ships have attacked us at every available opportunity, no matter how far from Rhineland space we've been, and yet there's 5 Rhineland battle cruisers around this planet, and nobody cares that we're here. It's a little strange, but yeah, we'll just have to suspend our disbelief a little bit here. So we should be able to maybe see a cutscene here.
My good sir, may we interest you in a reading for what the future may hold for you?
No, thanks.
Contact the dearly departed? Help you find someone?
No.
Mr. Blix here is never wrong about such things. He says you are looking for someone. For Herr von Clausen?
Does he speak for himself?
Mr. Blix has connections to sources on a higher plane.
And what about you?
No, not I, sir. I was gifted with being a listener. Together, we are the eyes and ears for certain people who are willing to pay for such divine services. We are in the employ of one such man now, the man you seek. You see, we have been waiting for you for some time.
Why?
To deliver a message. You are to meet Herr von Clausen on the old terraforming platform on the planet Holstein, within the Frankfurt system. Don't worry, Mr. Trent. The gods are smiling upon you. When you get there, the time will be right.
Yeah, okay. So that's kind of strange, but yeah, so we need to go back to space. You know what, while we're here, let's see what ships they have. We're not really in a position to buy any of them, I don't think. Yeah, we don't have the money. The ships here are going to be pretty expensive. Rhineland is one of the harder areas of the game. But we have the Banshee Light Fighter. This is the ship that the Rhineland police forces will fly. The Falcon Heavy Fighter, which is a ship that It's just a civilian ship that you'll see various factions using. And the largest freighter in the game, it turns like a brick. I don't particularly like it. If I want to use a freighter, I usually use something else, even if it's a little smaller, just for the sake of maneuverability. And let's check out the equipment, see if we can better ourselves in any way, really. Let's see. Tachyon, plasma. I think the guns we have are probably sufficient. Again, advanced thruster, still the best thruster in the game. Not gonna find a better one. And our shield is about as strong as we can have, so not much to do. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, well, let's sell this stuff that we picked up in our cargo bay. Let's refill our shield batteries. Yes, we need some of those.
Loaded into
Okay.
cargo hold.
Excellent. Alright, now we're going to launch to space and head to the Frankfurt system. So, our objective, Lord Hakera's key informant... oh wait, this is still the description. Same description. Nothing's changed. Sorry about that.
Freelancer Alpha 1-1. This is Planet New Berlin.
I'm Hans Fischer, a friend of Mr. Blix. He asked me to accompany you on your way to Holstein. Follow me. We're taking the trade lane to the Frankfurt gate.
Okay.
I'm also a good friend of Herr von Clausen.
Dock.
He and I have been providing Lord Hakera with information ever since the nomads infiltrated the Rhineland government.
So yeah, there are lots of Rhinelanders that are not affected by the nomad, by being possessed essentially by nomads. Most of the population, in fact, has no idea that their government has been taken over by alien forces. So a lot of the ships here don't hate us or love us.
Freya. Identify yourselves.
Freya, this is Daumann Freighter DHC 3417. We're transporting supplies to Planet Holstein.
Acknowledge. DHC 3417. You're clear to proceed.
Mr. Trent, please go first.
Dock.
So, yeah, again, lots of Rhineland battleships. You know, this military, the same people who've been trying to kill us the whole game, are allowing us to fly freely around their space. But, you know, the game is trying to give you an opportunity to explore the space of the four houses, the four nations, so to speak, of the game, and this is, you know, their way of doing that. So, we'll just kind of have to look the other way on that.
We're approaching the trade lane. Take the lead.
Alright, we will take the lead. What are those? What is that? Oh, that's a gunboat. Ooh, man, we don't want to piss these guys off.
Dock.
Alright, so through the trade lane we go. Should be fairly routine by now. You know, this is a space game that's not really about maneuvering your craft. That's not really a big part. I mean, of course, there's a lot of dogfighting and flying and dodging things, but, you know, there are some space sims that are really... A lot of the game is learning how to successfully maneuver your spaceship in three-dimensional
The
space.
Rhineland military has been brutally suppressing any and all opposition to the war with Kusari. We are about to pass by Mannheim Station. Word is that the military has detained hundreds of journalists and activists there. Nobody knows if they're alive or dead.
Yeah.
Dock.
You know, some space sims like Evocron Mercenary is a great example. You know, it's a game where a large part of the game is learning how to maneuver your ship effectively in three-dimensional space under, you know, a Newtonian physics model. This is not a space sim, you know, in that kind of vein. It's more about the atmosphere, and the story, and the world, the game world, I should say.
We're coming up on
We're in
Holstein.
space.
It's that water planet on our right. So far, so good.
Yeah, you know, it's more about the atmosphere and the story and the game world and exploring, and less about complex mechanics and controls for the ships and weapon systems and things like that. Now, don't get me wrong.
This is Hakira. We have a slight change to our extraction plan. It is no longer possible for you to return to Kusari. The Rhineland fleet has invaded Honshu. We will rendezvous with you in the Hamburg system. I will transmit precise coordinates later. Hakira out.
Here we are. I've got a rendezvous with the Bunchu agent on the southwestern continent. Give my regards to Huff and Clausen. Good luck, Trent.
Dock.
Understood. Stand by. Pattern is full. You will be cleared to proceed when it's free.
So, yeah, sorry about that. Didn't want to talk over the little story bits there. But, yeah, as I was saying, a game like Evo Kron Mercenary, which is largely, in some ways, about learning how to maneuver your craft in three-dimensional space, it can be a lot of fun. I really enjoy that game, and I might do that, a series on that game when I get my new computer in a few months, because I just don't think that my computer that I'm using now, I can barely run this game and record it at the same time, as you can plainly see. So, I might do that later on, because it's a different kind of space game, and one I really like, but, just a very different flavor. Definitely a lot more complex, a lot more to it, and I would like to maybe do kind of a tutorial series on that or something. But I'm going to be quiet for a minute.
Are you Mr. Trent?
Von Clausen.
You weren't followed, were you?
I don't think so.
Good. I can't say how pleased I am to see you. Jana and Blix told me you were coming.
Interesting pair.
Blix took the liberty of reading your thoughts while you were on New Berlin. I'm sorry for the intrusion. I had to be sure that whoever Hakira sent had not been tampered with. A man in my position can never be too careful.
I understand. Now let's get you out of here while we still can.
No argument here, Mr. Trent.
Alright. This mission objective appears to be... still the same. Same description, so no need to read all that again.
Right before I landed on Holstein, Hakata told me there's a change of plans. The Order will send ships to meet us in the Hamburg system.
Perfect. That fits well into my plans. I have a piece of unfinished business I want to take care of. We have to fly to a nearby rebel base. An informant recently supplied me with construction blueprints for a new type of vessel being built by the Rhineland military. It is unlike any other ship, Mr. Trent. The design is alien. I have contacted a friend of mine who leads a rebel group that opposes the new Rhineland regime. Their base is not far from here.
Yeah, so at any rate, might do that game later in a few months. I'm going to be building a new computer that should have a lot more horsepower, both graphically and otherwise, and make recording a little bit easier and allow me to do some games that I probably wouldn't be able to do right now in any kind of acceptable quality. This game is kind of borderline, and it's from 11 years ago.
Under attack! This is Bunchu Station Bruxelles. All friendly units, please respond.
This is Von Clausen. We are engaging the Rhinelanders.
Herr Von Clausen, excellent.
Alright, so we've got some fighters here. So let's see what we can do about assisting. Again, these fast-firing Blood Dragon weapons are great.
Scanners are picking up another wing of Rhineland fighters.
Uh-oh. We seem to be heavily outnumbered. That's... Oh, goodness.
Shield failed. Shield restored.
That's not good.
Incoming missile.
Well, we managed to shoot that missile down. This is another one of those situations where the presence of allies is sometimes not entirely helpful.
And still he attacks. Rhinelander, don't you see? Today you will die.
Yeah, because the AI enemies, they dodge differently. They're actually harder to hit, in my opinion, when you have a lot of help from friendly NPCs. And some, obviously being outnumbered isn't that much fun, but okay, we got somebody wailing on our tail here. Let's see what we can do about it. Alright, we managed to destroy the missile. And, alright, that should be the last
It's
one.
over.
Herr von Clausen, the Bundschu are thankful for your assistance.
You're welcome. Trent, go ahead and dock. I will follow.
Okay, this is the Bundschu base, Rushal, and it is another...
Roger that. Your request to dock is granted. Please proceed to dock 1.
Yeah, it's another political rebel faction, similar in many ways to the Blood Dragons. Another favorite of mine, another favorite faction of mine. But no interesting, internal docking scene.
I've never heard of them.
They're good people, Trent. Good people in a bad land.
Herr von Clausen, I'm glad to see you made it. And this must be your way out.
Yes, my savior, Trent. This is Klaus Botzler, leader of the Bundschu rebels. How are you holding out?
Very badly, I'm afraid. The Rhineland regulars have been hitting us with everything they've got recently. But we are still ready for you. Our attack wing will meet you both at the rendezvous point as planned.
Excellent, my friend. Today we will put a stop to the Chancellor's secret weapon.
Seems
Trent,
like
you have no idea how difficult it was to betray my world in order to save it.
No, I don't. But I am willing to help you finish what you started.
Thank you.
Seems like we've been recruited, volunteered for a mission. Now, there is a ship here that I really like. And, oh man, we can't afford it. We're not even close. This is a ship that I really like, the Stiletto Fighter. We have to be level 20, which we are not. It's a great ship. It's another heavy fighter in the same kind of size class as the Barracuda that we've been flying for several episodes now that I really like. This to me is kind of the best best upgrade in the same size class from the ship I'm currently flying. But we can't use it right now. What level are we? Oh my, we're only level 17. Okay. We may have an opportunity to purchase it during the storyline. We may not, actually. I will confess to not being able to remember. Alright, so the Rhineland factions tend to prefer tachyon and neutron-based weapons, which are heavy damage per hit, high energy usage, but low refire rates. As you can see, refire rate of 3.03, whereas our guns have refire rate of 8.33. That's as fast as it gets in the game, or as far as refire rate goes. But, look at the amount of damage. 210 hull damage per shot, 105 shield damage per shot, whereas we're doing 40 and 20. So, yeah. But that's the kind of weapons that the Rhineland factions tend to prefer. Both legal, illegal factions, rebel factions, pirate factions, and otherwise. Let's see if there's any... we can't mount. Our ship only will take a Class 6 shield, so even if they have shields that are... and they do, they have Class 7 shields, but we can't mount one, so it really doesn't matter. But we should pick up some shield batteries.
Loaded into cargo hold.
Okay, alright, let's... what is our mission? Okay. Well, let's launch to space. And, okay, so our mission briefing has changed, so I'll read it. because it's probably going to be hard to see on YouTube. Herr von Clausen's contacts have located a secret experimental shipyard located west of Bruchal Base. Rhineland's mobilization for war against Kusari has afforded us a rare opportunity. Form up with Herr von Clausen and await further instructions. Difficulty. Even with their forces spread thin, the installation will still be heavily guarded by both passive and active defenses. Herr von Clausen's extensive intelligence networks have been unable to retrieve tactical data on the area. No matter what, that installation must fall. Reward. Time is running short for the colonies. This action will hopefully buy them the time they need. So, we're going to be hitting the Rhineland military, who are, of course, possessed by aliens. And we're going to try to destroy a installation building a secret weapon.
Trent, according to my sources, the Rhineland military is amassing a fleet at a secret installation not far from here. We must strike this installation in order to slow the growing Rhineland war machine. If we are successful, this strike will greatly delay the Rhineland war plans.
This will not be an easy operation. The installation is surrounded by a radioactive field that has been further reinforced by mines. In addition, there is only one known way in and out of the field, a small passage located to the east of the field. Our scouts report that it is no more than 100 meters wide.
Our sensors are unable to penetrate the field, so we have no tactical information about fleet positions or even the installation itself. Despite this, we must strike this installation.
Be wary of the narrow passage. The mines are low yield, but will still do quite a bit of damage to your ship.
This operation is vital to the survival of both Rhineland and Kusari. If this war is allowed to progress, none shall survive. Stay alert and await my orders once we reach the end of the passage.
Sensor efficiency.
We hear. All fighters break formation.
Be careful, everyone. While the radiation in the field will damage your ship, the minefield is significantly more deadly. Stay calm and fly right. Let's go.
So, now we get to dodge things.
Sensors show the passage is opening up into a huge open area. They are also picking up a massive installation. That will be our target.
All fighters, arm weapons and prepare to engage on passage exit.
For the sake of peace, that installation must fall at all costs.
Yeah, I don't like this part. As you can see, our ship is already damaged. We haven't even made it to the base yet. Isn't that fun? And we've got heavy radiation in this area.
I'm picking up another passage on the far side of the interior. We must use this passage as our means of escape. We will not survive a head-on fight with the capital ships.
Herr Botzler, the Rheinland battleships are keeping us away from the installation. We can't get a good shot.
Keep trying.
Okay.
That station must fall. Those nomad battleships must not be allowed to survive.
Incoming missile.
Well, this is one of those times when I wish that we had invested in a torpedo weapon.
All fighters, hit the installation with everything you have.
This act will not go unpunished.
So we're going to be using the Newtonian flight mode
My
here
wing has been destroyed.
as much as we can to slowly kind of chip away at these experimental ships. That is our mission here. And because I neglected foolishly to to invest in heavier weapons, it's going to take just a little bit. Sadly, we're in a radiation area, which means that our hull will continuously I can't speak. Will continuously take damage, whether we are anyone is actually hitting us with weapons fire or not. And now they are hitting us with weapons fire because they're just kind of converging on our position. But we're whittling this ship down. We're going to continue to do that. Shame on me for not having a torpedo. I'm always paranoid in the story mode about not having enough money to upgrade my ship, whether it be the shield or just buying a new ship. And we're bouncing around like a pinball because this game has a very, very forgiving, oh my. Yeah, very forgiving collision model.
No time left. We've got to get out of here. We've done everything we can. Our best hope now is to warn Kusari of this fleet.
No, my men will not have died in vain.
What, sir?
Just go and tell your compatriots what you've seen and what awaits them. Go, while there's still time.
Okay, we're supposed to fly to a waypoint somewhere. And oh, that seems dramatic. I apologize for
my old friend, and Godspeed.
For what you're seeing on the screen right now. Because I am just kind of dodging for my life here. Flying backwards at the moment to try to get a little room. And oh my, better go back into regular flight mode so that we can try to get through
I'm reading a jump hole ahead.
This area. Yeah, so sorry about that, but it's kind of the nature of that mission. That didn't happen because I was too slow.
Why are we going so slow? Trent, give more power to the engines.
That was going to happen no matter what. That was a scripted event.
There, the jump hole. Navigation systems indicate that it leads to the Hamburg system. That is our way out, Trent.
Okay.
My radar shows no more enemies.
We're gonna dock and get the hell out of here because this place is horrible. I don't think you can get back into that system after the story is over. I think that one is kind of a story-only area. So hope you enjoyed it. I didn't. We really need a heavier ship.
What?
Oh goodness. Seriously?
All turrets, target the battleship. This is Akira. Trent, Mr. von Clausen, land quickly. We have to get away before more Rhineland ships enter the area.
Okay, so our mission is to dock with the battleship Osiris, which we will do without any undue delay because we don't want to be killed. Basically, there was a Rhineland battleship waiting for us on the other side of the jump hole. And this ship appeared out of nowhere to save us. Yay! Alright, cutscene time.
Impressive, isn't it?
Junie, you're here. How did you...
We had to move the operation, the artifacts, the research, everything. Quintain and Sinclair are conferring with Aurelian now.
Aurelian?
Yes, Trent. This is his flagship. And this must be...
Herr von Clausen! Sakura, you are here at last. Do you have the plans?
I do, thanks to Mr. Trent. My compliments, Sakura. He's a fine addition to your group. Thank you again.
Trent!
King, you're here too?
A lot of us are. Welcome aboard the Osiris. A fine piece of hardware from the Liberty Naval Labs.
This is a Liberty ship?
It was. It's an advanced prototype they never had the chance to use. The Order commandeered her right out from under their noses.
Who makes off with an entire ship without getting caught?
I do, Mr. Trent. My name is Gaspar Aurelian. Welcome to the Osiris, and to the Order.
If you take the blue pill... Oh,
so,
sorry.
Mr. Aurelian, You used to work for Liberty.
For their deepest, darkest. I was their top agent until I discovered the Nomads had taken over my CO. They wanted me too, but I managed to escape aboard this ship. That's when I committed myself to learning everything I could about the Nomads and their plan. I surrounded myself with recruits from all over the colonies, people like you two, to help rid us of the infestation.
You mean the Nomads?
That's right. They've been taking over human beings for some time now, controlling them. As near as we can tell, this all started when a Rhineland survey team discovered an uncharted planet, one that no human had ever set foot on. Unfortunately, when they penetrated its crust, the inhabitants that lived inside viewed us as a threat.
So why not just attack us outright?
Because we're too strong. They had to soften us up a bit. That's why the Chancellor started this war in the colonies.
So when we're sufficiently thinned out, they can come in and mop up the rest.
So the Chancellor is a host body for the Nomads too?
Isn't it obvious? Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a briefing to attend. Colonel Zane.
Don't worry, Trent. No need to salute.
What's happening here?
More of the same.
Colonel Zane.
Sir.
We've just gotten word that President Jacoby is still alive. I need you and Colonel Trent for a mission at once.
Hey, we got promoted. Alright, here's our mission. President Jacoby languishes in a maximum security prison cell. She is the Order's last hope for breaking the Nomads' hold on Liberty. She is the Liberty president. Perhaps there is a chance that she can be reached before the Nomads own her body and soul. Difficulty. Expect the prison to be heavily guarded. Getting the president will be very difficult. Reward. A change in the overwhelming odds against humanity.
Ready.
Good. A loyal group of LSF members have apparently survived and have been monitoring the president since her abduction. She's being held in the Alaska system.
So now the Nomads have her.
So it seems.
What's her status?
Unknown, but I want you to find out. Rescue or terminate. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Good. You are to hook up with the leader of these LSF operatives, a man named Walker.
Marcus Walker? He's alive?
You know him.
We both do.
Then good luck.
Lord Hakata.
I wanted to come and say goodbye myself.
You're leaving?
Something for Aurelian. I will see you again.
Goodbye.
Come on, Trent. It's time to rescue the president.
We're back in business.
Now, honestly, how often do you get to rescue the president? Okay. So, our ship is heavily damaged, I would think. Yeah, 4,000 credits worth. Don't know if we're going to do that or not, because we now have access to the Anubis Heavy Fighter, and you can see that the cost is 1,100 credits. Basically, this is one of the best ships in the game. It is only available on the Osiris, which after the story mission concludes, in the vanilla game, you can never get back to. So you should buy the Anubis during the story missions if you want to fly it. We do want to fly it. Also, once you get out of the story missions, once the story is over with, sadly, if you sell the Anubis, you can't ever get it back again, which kinda sucks. This is one of those games where you can only own one ship at a time, so that part's kind of a bummer. So we're going to be buying the ship, certainly, and equipping it with whatever equipment it is that they have to offer here that may... You know what? I honestly don't know if it's any better than what we have. We have pretty good guns now. Neutron, laser. They've got a laser weapon here. I like laser weapons, but you know what? It looks about the same as what we've got. So we'll probably keep the weapons that we have. And, an order thruster. You know what? That's better than the advanced thruster. I've been telling you a lie the entire time. The Order thruster is the best thruster in the game. Honestly, I forgot it existed. But at any rate, we have a mission to accomplish. We have a new ship that we need to outfit and trade our ship in, but all of that is going to have to wait until next time. I'm sure this episode is probably way too long. I apologize for that, but I hadn't recorded anything in a few days. So at any rate, I hope that you're doing well and continue to do well, and I'll catch you in the next one. It'll be fun.